Right friends, welcome back to the session number 2, learn English in a simple way. And in fact, several students are asking for increasing the sessions to 2 per week. We will probably take up after June, because from July onwards we can make it 2 sessions per week up to June end. It will continue this way, every week 1 session, and weekend we have banking awareness current affairs, that is also very important. So, this is one of the easiest ways of learning or understanding English, and we made it as 12 situations. The 4 situations pertaining to the present issues or some issue which is having relevance with the present, some issue which is having relevance with the present also. Under those circumstances, we use this situation number 1, 2, 3, 4, and the past issues also will have 4 types of expressing the things, and in future also 4 types, and we are deliberating about these 4 issues, or you can say 4 situations pertaining to the present, right. So, last week we learnt about this. For the time being, I told you forget about had is not required, had is required only when you go to the past issues. And now this last week I told you to look at am, is, are, where to use it, and have, has, and with practice you will easily assimilate the usage of these things. And present 4 forms. Last week I told you, just I would like to reiterate for few minutes. General statement is first situation, and remember we are talking about these 4 situations only. We are talking about the 4 situations only pertaining to the present or the issues having relevance with the present. So, most of the session today, or you can say most of the time in today's session, will be deliberated on this issue only. So, we are going to deliberate on various forms, when to use which form. Please forget about past actions, future actions for the time being. So, last week we learned the boy cries quite often, it is a general statement. Then when I am saying the boy is crying loudly, that is at that particular point of time, then the boy has cried for his mother, he stopped crying, he cried from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and after 10 a.m. if you are discussing that issue, you have to say the boy has cried for his mother, because it is a recent action but completed. And if the recent action is not completed and if it is continuing, you have to use the boy has been crying since 8 o'clock. The boy has been crying since 8 o'clock. That indicates that continuous action, it is going on at the point of this statement, he has not stopped. So, these 4 types are in fact 4 situations pertaining to the present tense. I gave further examples of Virat Kohli also, and at the same time Amitabh Bachchan example. With these examples, you can easily assimilate 4 forms pertaining to the present. And situation 1 we are discussing. What are various types of situation 1? That means simple present, or you can say general statements, or you can say general actions, that is situation number 1, or you can say simple present. I do not want to use terminology much like simple present, because it confuses you more. And let us look at the first situation. We learnt last week about universal facts. Universal facts are expressed in simple present. Then second case is repeated or habitual actions like going for morning walk. Then if you are the regular reader of some newspaper, all these types of statements go with this simple present or the first situation, what you call, I call it situation number 1. Then here it is used with always, usually, frequently, every year, once in 2 years, like that. Then third one we discussed last week for scheduled events, arrival of some train, that means scheduled time you should talk about. then the polling starts at 7 a.m., then running commentary, Virat Kohli hits the ball, it crosses the boundary like that, then demonstrations or experiments. So, up to here we discussed last week. Let us continue. Instructions. To look at situation number 1, then the next one is instructions. Go straight for around 1 kilometer, go straight, take right, turn left, like that. So, the instructions are normally in simple present, or this is situation number 1. So, instructions will be in situation number 1. Next one is you want to go to some place, you went to the bus stop, and at that particular point of time, that bus was just going in front of your eyes, the bus was just going. Under those circumstances, the words which must come from your mouth are, there goes my bus, there goes my bus. So, that statement must come out of your mouth. So, at that point of time, you have to use this first situation only, there goes my bus. Here comes my friend. After long time on the road, if someone sees his friend whom he had met 10 years ago, now he suddenly, surprising way, he met the friend on the road, and as a surprise, he can frame the sentence in this way, here comes my friend. So, here comes, there goes, for such type of things, you can use this situation number 1. Then situation number 1 is most important. Newspaper headlines. Newspaper headlines takes this situation number 1 or simple present. Bangladesh Prime Minister arrives in New Delhi. The headline will be in simple present, and subsequently the matter will be something. I am not talking about matter. Matter may be sometimes in past tense or present perfect. We will come to it later on. Please understand, for the time being, newspaper headlines will be in simple present. Bangladesh Prime Minister arrives in New Delhi. USA attacks Syria with missiles. I am talking about newspaper headlines. Then India cannot tolerate cross-border terrorism, says the Prime Minister. It is in present, right? So, newspaper headlines take this first situation. Then proverbs. Proverbs always in this simple present or first situation. First impression is the best impression. Charity begins at home. To err is human, to forgive is divine. So, proverbs take the first situation. If you look at mental or emotional issues, I believe you, that is general statement. Haldiram sweets taste better. It is a general statement. Then Rajesh likes Muhammad Rafi songs. So, this emotional, mental or general issues, they take this first situation or simple present. I hope you got the situations under, or you can say the circumstances under which this simple present is to be used, right. So, we have learnt situation number 1, simple present, you can call it. We already learnt situation number 1. Let us go to situation number 2. Please recollect, there are 4 ways of expressing the present situation, or you can say when something is linked with the present or the present activities can be expressed in 4 ways, and we deliberated on the first way, and let us look at the situation 2. This is second situation. Things going on at present. Things going on at present, or you can say momentary, at that point of time. Here the clock is showing 8 o'clock. We are talking about at exactly 8 a.m. Here you can say my father is reading newspaper now. My father is reading newspaper now. It talks about momentary action. it does not speak about from which time father is reading the newspaper. It only talks about momentary action at a particular time. So, my father is reading newspaper now. So, now please understand, at the same time my mother is preparing breakfast at present. Now at present, please understand, that means they show some momentary action at particular point of time, right. So, if you extend further, look, it is raining heavily. Let us assume at 8 o'clock, and one boy says, look, it is raining heavily. So, it indicates that particular situation at particular moment. So, at 8 a.m. we are talking about 8 a.m. actions pertaining to 8 a.m. So, at 8 a.m. it was raining on that particular day, and at that particular point of time the boy says, look, it is raining heavily. At the same time, at that particular moment, you have seen a boy driving very fast, and at that particular point of time the statement must be, see, the boy is driving very fast. So, that means for using this second situation or present continuous, it indicates at that point of time momentary action. It does not give any further details from what time it is happening. So, for momentary actions at that particular time, this is used. And if you extend further, at 8 o'clock, listen, the wife and husband are quarreling loudly. Listen, the wife and husband are quarreling loudly. At the same time, listen, the birds are chirping. So, this is the momentary action at 8 o'clock. So, when you are using listen, when you are using see, when you are using look, when you are using now, when you are using at present, when that particular aspect pertains to something is happening at that particular moment of time, please use this second situation. My father is reading, my mother is preparing, look, it is raining heavily, see, the boy is driving very fast, and like that, right. So, it indicates momentary action. Then this can be used, the second situation can be used when temporary action is there, which may not happen actually at that particular time of speaking. If I say to my friend, I am reading my experiments with the truth, that means for the past few days I am reading that, and within the next few days I may be able to complete it, that is different story. So, this present continuous can be used to indicate a temporary action which may not happen actually at that point of time. In fact, I may not be reading this book at that point of time, but in general I am reading this book for the past few days, and to indicate that I can say I am reading my experiments with the truth. So, this can be told in present continuous. Then third situation is near future actions. For near future actions also, this second situation can be applicable. I am going to a movie tonight. I am going to a movie tonight. At the same time, my uncle is arriving tomorrow. So, for near future actions, this can be used. Next one is repeated actions for shorter time duration. Repeated actions. Harish is travelling a lot these days. General term, these days. It has not indicated from which point of time. If it is with a specific point of time, this cannot be used. But in general, these days, recent times, you can use this. It should be repetitive action. So, repetitive actions for short time duration, you can use this. So, if some specific timeline is given, you cannot use. only recent times, recent days, you can use this. That means it is a repetitive action taking place without any time frame or without specifying from which date it is happening. So, Harish is travelling a lot these days because he is driving very fast in recent times. Then development and changes. Here house rents are going up again and again in recent times. If you are mentioning particular time frame, do not use this. If you are telling since 2016 or since 2015, you cannot use this. Only as a general statement indicating recent times or recent days, you can go with the second situation or present continuous. House rents are going up again and again in recent times. Global crude oil prices are going up in recent days. So, recent times, recent days, if these words are used, then you can go with present continuous, right. So, here we completed this. Under what circumstances this can be used. At the same time, we have also completed this. Under what circumstances this second form of this present tense, or you can say present continuous, can be used. Then we have to go with the third form, right. So, situation 1 we have learnt, situation 2 we have learnt, then we are going with situation 3, right. Let us look at the situation 3. Most of the news nowadays, because most of the sentences we talk almost have got relevance with the present, though the incident might have occurred in the morning, though the incident occurred yesterday, whatever it may be, but if you are speaking about something which has got relevance with the present, when you are talking about something with relevance to the present, then you have to use this situation number 3. So, here Virat Kohli played up to 4 o'clock and after that he scored a century in fact. So, after that if you want to say, you have to say suppose at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, maybe during the night, because that incident has got relevance. When some past action has got relevance with the present or for the just now completed activities. This first case is, please understand, for the just now completed activities. In fact, this example is just now completed activities. We have to use this third situation which is known as present perfect. So, here we have to say Virat Kohli has scored a century. Scored means this is third form of verb. So, Virat Kohli has scored a century, and when you say has scored, then that particular event was completed, and this is just completed action. Please understand, this is just completed action. Another example, Rakesh has come just now. So, Rakesh has come just now. It indicates this is V3 and here it is indicating just now completed activities. And further examples, just now completed activities, I have just posted the letter. I have just posted the letter. And another example, please see, she has lived in Delhi for 10 years. What is the meaning of this? She has lived in Delhi for 10 years. She lived in Delhi from 2007 to 2017 and recently she shifted to some other city like Chandigarh. She is no more staying in Delhi. So, she has lived in Delhi for 10 years means it is showing completed action. It is showing completed action. That means she lived in Delhi for 10 years and she is no more living in Delhi and she shifted to some other place. Please understand such type of sentences. She has lived in Delhi for 10 years. The issue has got relevance with the present, but the action was completed. She is now shifted to Chandigarh. Right? So, under those circumstances, this is to be used. completed events, but still making news. There may be some completed events, maybe 10 days ago, 20 days ago, but they are still making news. They are still relevant, they are still being discussed. Under those circumstances also you can use this third form or present perfect. The rupee has gained substantially against the dollar. The rupee has gained substantially against the dollar, because we are discussing about what is its impact on the exports. When you are discussing about its impact, then the recent action which has got relevance with the present should go with the third form of this presentation, or you can say situation 3 or present perfect. The Prime Minister has said that the economy will grow at around 8 to 10%. When we are discussing about whether the economy will grow at 8% or 10%, under those circumstances we give reference to the Prime Minister's statement. So, that statement has got relevance with our present discussion. So, when the issue has got relevance with present, then it has to go with this type of present perfect, right. So, we came from the first one is just completed activities. Just completed, this is very important. It is not continuing further, it is completed activity. If it is continuing further, that is, there is a separate form, we will come to it a little while from now. So, just completed actions. This sentence for understanding is very important. Please understand this sentence. She has lived in Delhi for 10 years. The meaning is she is no more living in Delhi. It is completed action, and here the past completed actions which have got relevance with the present can go with the present perfect. And already completed actions, but some connection with the present. You see, Radha cannot attend the marriage. Radha cannot attend the marriage because she has broken her leg. Probably she broke her leg around 1 month ago. But we are going with this type of verb form because of the reason that has got relevance with the present. Now we are stating she cannot attend marriage because she has broken her leg. Her leg might have broken long ago, 2 months ago, but we are using present perfect or third form of this verb, you can say, or you can say third situation of the present tense, or you can say present perfect because of the reason it has got connection with the present. She is not able to attend marriage because she has broken her leg. She broke her leg around a month ago, but we are using she has broken because of the reason it has got relevance with the present. I have already submitted my application for IBPS PO exam. I submitted application 2 months ago, but it has got relevance with today. We are discussing about it. Under those circumstances, you can use, I have already submitted my application for IBPS PO exam. So, like that, completed actions, but if they have some connection with the present, you can use this. And another important aspect is actions done for the first time or second time. Actions done for the first time or second time. For the first time, Rakesh has boarded the flight. So, if this incident occurred 4 months ago, 5 months ago, it does not matter. We are talking about that first time incident. When some incident is talked about for the first time, it has to go with present perfect or third situation. So, for the first time, Rakesh has boarded the flight. We have visited London for the first time, right. So, then past actions where specific time is not given. When you are talking about some of the past actions and the time is not known, when specific time is not given, sometimes they go with this present perfect. When specific timeline is there for the past actions, that is different. When some specific timeline is not there, then that may go with this present perfect. I have seen Marina Beach in Chennai. If you say particular date, you cannot frame this sentence like this, but you are not giving the date. So, past actions where specific time is not given, then also you can go with this type of thing. Arun has visited several countries. So, when past date is given, then something situation will be different, right. So, miscellaneous, have you met me before? While framing such questions, you have to use this present perfect form. Recently, I have donated rupees 1 lakh to the charity. When we are talking about recent means the action which has got relevance with the present. So, we have to go with this third situation. Then Radha has not yet completed the homework. I have seen this film before. So, when you are using these forms like at, before, in some of the cases the third situation or present perfect is used, right. Then we learnt in detail about first, second, third. We have learnt these three. Then let us look at the last situation. This is situation number 4. How to frame the sentences. Here you see continuous actions in progress. And please recollect, a few minutes ago I have told you she has lived in Delhi for 10 years. She has lived in Delhi for 10 years. The meaning, what I have told you, the meaning was that she lived in Delhi for 10 years and subsequently she shifted to Chandigarh recently, and that is why we used she has lived in Delhi for 10 years. And now the continuous actions in progress, they have not stopped. We are talking about continuous actions in progress. Here you see Rakesh has been working with Infosys since 2010. Rakesh has been working with Infosys since 2010. What is the meaning of this sentence? The meaning of this sentence is Rakesh is working from 2010 and still he is working with Infosys. He has not left Infosys. He is still with Infosys. I have been teaching with Learning Space since 2015. That means I am teaching from 2015, still I am continuing, right. So, here the point to note is some action which started some time back and it is continuing, and at this moment answer is to example. So, in this example, let me change the structure of the sentence. This sentence is Rakesh has been working with Infosys since 2010. If I change this sentence, if I say Rakesh has worked with Infosys, Rajesh has worked with Infosys. What is the meaning? Rajesh worked with Infosys for 7 years and now he left. So, please understand carefully. If I say Rajesh has worked with Infosys since 2010, the meaning is Rajesh worked from 2010 till now and now he resigned from Infosys. He is no more with Infosys. But the present sentence is Rakesh has been working with Infosys since 2010. Rakesh has been working with Infosys since 2010 means from 2010 he is working and he will continue to work, or at this moment he is still with Infosys. Here you see, it has been raining since 9 a.m. The rain started at 9 o'clock and at 11 o'clock we are talking about, and it is still raining. At 11 o'clock it is still raining. Under those circumstances you have to say it has been raining since 9 a.m. We are not sure whether rain is going to stop or not, but at that point of time rain is still continuing. That is continuous action. It has not stopped. If rain stops, subsequently you have to say it has rained, but rain has not stopped. It is still continuing. You have to say it has been raining since 9 a.m. So, the past actions which are continuing and will continue, that is in fact this present perfect continuous. Then additional examples. How long have you been working with Indian Railways? At present, I have seen somebody, he is working with Indian Railways, and I have to ask him a question. He is still with Indian Railways. He is still with Indian Railways. I have to ask him a question. Then you have to ask this way. He has not resigned with Indian Railways. He is still working with Indian Railways. So, the question to be framed is, how long have you been working with Indian Railways? Knowing very well that he has not resigned from Indian Railways. So, the right answer for this is, I have been working with Indian Railways since 2004. Right? So, these are basically continuous actions and that action has not ended. If the action is ended, you have to use the third situation. If the action is continuous but not ended, you have to use the fourth situation. You see the example. Arun Jaitley became the finance minister, and on that day he is getting continuous phone calls, right? That means he became finance minister at 10 o'clock in the morning, and in the evening 5 o'clock Arun Jaitley has said, people have been ringing me all the day. So, the phone calls which started coming from 10 o'clock in the morning up to evening 5 o'clock, they will not stop, it is continuing. So, it has not stopped. So, people have been ringing me all the day means continuous action and it has not stopped. That is most important aspect. Some miscellaneous. Here the prices have been going up steadily throughout the year. You see here from January 2017, some specific time frame is given here. That is why you have to use fourth form. If specific time frame is not given, go back to the second situation. The prices, we talked about the prices, go back to the second situation. There we have not used this form. What is the difference between that and this? You can express in two ways. One is the prices are going up steadily in recent times. The prices are going up steadily in recent times. The meaning is, without giving the specific time frame, we are framing the sentence, so that will take the verb form of situation number 2. But in this case, I have given time frame throughout the year. Throughout the year means starting from January. So, the prices have been going up steadily throughout the year. So, when specific timeline is given, the prices are going up and it is a continuous action, it has not stopped. So, therefore, you have to use the prices have been going up steadily throughout the year. And here you see, he has been arguing with me for an hour. Time is given. That is why this present perfect continuous is to be used. If time is not given, you can go for the second form. He is arguing with me, right? He is arguing with me like that. He is arguing with me for quite some time, and with that you can frame the sentence. But when specific time frame is given, here it is throughout the year. That is why you have to use present perfect continuous, or the prices have been going up steadily throughout the year. Then he has been arguing with me for an hour, because specific time frame is given. So, in a nutshell, please understand, this is the action which started some time back and continuing, but it has not stopped. If it is stopped, you have to use the third form or present perfect, and to indicate continuous action in general terms without giving any specific time. In general terms, if you have to use continuous action, then you have to use situation number 2 or present continuous. So, these are various types. So, I hope that you understood what are various forms. We learnt in one of the easiest ways, and as the time passes, probably you may understand much more easier, because after learning the past as well as future actions, you will definitely learn them in a much easier way. What I mean to say is, after learning all the 12 situations, you can easily understand and use the right verb form, right. Then let us look at the past actions. Now we have learned under what circumstances the present situations are used. We already deliberated. These are 4 situations, either present or past actions having relevance with the present. We used these types of 4 situations. Then let us look at the past actions. Please understand, I am going to the past actions. This is over, we have already learnt, and we are going to look at the past actions. These 4 are for the present, and past actions I will put this way in a schematic way next week. And before going ahead, let us understand under what circumstances we are required to look at past actions without relevance to the present, right. You see, some past actions. In 1983, India won the Cricket World Cup. In general, during our day-to-day discussion also, most of the things, normally, most of the things we deliberate, issues pertaining to the present or some past issues pertaining to the present. And in some cases, we look at past actions without relevance to the present. At the same time, we may be required to look at the future actions also. So, this all combines, or you can say this entire discussion or 12 situations make up our entire discussion. When I am talking to my friend, there may be situations where I may be concentrating on the present or past actions having relevance with the present, or entirely past actions which have got no relevance with the present, or some situations in future. So, this is all what makes the discussion between 2 individuals, right. So, let us look at past action. Here, India won the Cricket World Cup. This has got no relevance with the present. 2 bodyguards assassinated Indira Gandhi in 1984. India unveiled a new economic policy. Such type of things which occurred in the past, they have no relevance with the present. So, this is the first situation, right. So, we are talking about past actions. This is the first situation, that is past actions, and they have got no relevance with the present, right. So, this is one type. I am talking about all 4 situations. Please understand, put your brain behind it, because next week I will come up with the schematic chart for all 4 types. And before coming to the class next week, you please go through various situations. These are the past situations. They have no relevance with the present. Look at this. Today is 10th April, and on 8th April night, when I went to their house, they are my friends, I went to their house. At that time, what they are doing at that time, because you will come across such situations, not only the present situations in English or maybe in any other language, you come across some situations of past, and the past situations also they are divided into 4 types. You may come across all 4 types in day to day life. The first one is, as I have already explained you about past situations which have no relevance with present. You see the second situation. Today we are 10th April, on 8th Saturday, I went to my friend's house. At that time what they were doing? Tell me what they were doing? They were eating at the time. They were taking dinner. So, some past action, some momentary action. This is past action, not relevant to the present. I went to my friend's house on Saturday, and at that time they were doing something. So, how to express that? So, the past momentary action, please understand the present momentary action. I told you the present momentary action is Virat Kohli is playing well, the boy is crying, Amitabh Bachchan is acting in Sarkar 3. These are present actions, present momentary actions, but this is the action which occurred in the past. When I went to my friend's house, they were taking dinner, they were eating. So, how to express this? Right? So, this is second situation. Such type of situations you will encounter. When I went to my friend's house 10 days ago, he was listening to music. When I went to my friend's house 1 week ago, he was listening to music. Then he was taking breakfast. He was doing homework, like that. Past momentary actions, right? Look at the third situation. On 8th April, I went to my friend's house. On 8th April I am talking about. I went to my friend's house at 8 o'clock I went. At 8:15 p.m. I went. And my friend, please assume this girl is my friend. So, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. she has done the homework. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. On 8th April I am talking about. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. she was concentrating on the homework. She completed the homework, and I went to my friend's house at 8:15 p.m. At 8:15 p.m. I went to my friend's house, and my friend already completed the homework. My friend already completed the homework. So, here past completed action. And please recollect the present completed action of Virat Kohli. Here Virat Kohli has played well. This is the present completed action. But now in the past, I am concerned about the past completed action. Thus, little girl completed her homework. Now, how can I say this? When I went to my friend's house, she had completed homework. When I went to my friend's house, she had completed her homework. Second situation, when I went to my friend's house, they were eating dinner. They were eating dinner. When I went to my friend's house, my friend had completed the homework. Please understand. So, this is third situation. That means past action, but completed action. That is not the present. Past action, completed action. Now, I am discussing about that. Now, I am telling my friend, when I went to my friend's house, she had completed the homework. Then fourth action. That means some past action followed by some other action. Here you see 2003, from 2000 to 2003, Mahendra Singh Dhoni worked with Indian Railways, and I have to frame a sentence that Dhoni became Ranji Trophy player after his stint in Indian Railways. So, the correct way is Mahendra Singh Dhoni had been working with Indian Railways till he joined Ranji Trophy cricket team. So, past situations will come in these 4 forms. Please understand, past situations, present situations, we learned these 4 situations. And when you look at past situations can be some action with some specific time which has got no relevance with the present. And second thing is, I am expressing now on 10th April what had happened on 8th. Now we are talking about some past action, what had happened at that time. When I went to my friend's house, he was eating. Then third situation is, when I went to my friend's house, he had or she had completed the homework. Then some past action linked to some other action. Past action, past continuous action linked to some other thing. Here you see, Mahendra Singh Dhoni had been working with Indian Railways till he joined Ranji Trophy cricket team. We are talking about 2002-2003, not now. Some past action linked with some other action. So, these 4 actions are basically constitute past events. I hope you got the point. Past actions, basically these are 4 types, and these constitute basically the usage in the for the past actions, right. So, I think you got the point, and now we came to the end of this lecture. And next week what we will do is, schematically we discuss about various past actions, how to express them under 4 situations. And in the next classes we will discuss about the future actions, how to express them, right friends. So, I hope you are enjoying these lectures, and once we analyze entire 12 situations, or in your language all the entire tense forms, probably everything will be crystal clear to you. And after explaining all the 12 situations, I will come up with some examples also schematically to explain you, and all process will take not more than 5 to 6 lectures. I will finish entire aspects pertaining to these 12 situations in 6 classes, and every one of you will be clear about it. And probably after these 6 lectures, you can give these 6 lectures as a gift in view of birthdays to your friends, because it is worth having these lectures. Any student can understand in the easiest way, and if you are not able to understand today, please leave it. You will be clear next class, in the next class, because I am coming up with schematic situation in the next class. Right friends, it is the time to call it a day, and this Friday being a holiday, we are going to come up with the banking awareness current affairs on Thursday this week. So, this week Tuesday, Wednesday comprehension discussion, Thursday it will be discussion for banking awareness current affairs, and Friday is holiday. So, this is small change in this week's program, and this English Made Simple 3rd class will be there on next Monday. Have a nice day. Thank you.